Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. All right, my pleasure to have with us here today Barry Libert, book author, co-author, Barack and Corp, Winning Business Lessons of the Obama Campaign. Barry, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Thanks for having me today.
Good. Hey, listen, did Barack, did he win in a big way, or did McCain as a Republican just lose in a big way?
That's a great question. No, I think he won in a big way.
Yeah.
Surely there was a lot of abstinence from John McCain in his use of social technologies to connect with his audience.
Sure.
But I think Barack really did win in a fundamentally different way than the way McCain lost.
Right.
And that's, I think, the big difference.
Right. I ask that because, people are saying, Barack as a Democrat, there's no way that he could lose because the Democrats are just sweeping through, okay? But then they were saying, well, John McCain, he can't lose because of the fact that of his experience and et cetera, and goes on and on and on. But he's in a losing party, so it was really, for me, it was kind of up in the air. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. So I think the big differentiator was three between McCain and Barack.
Yeah.
One is that McCain used an old standard model. I'm the commander-in-chief. I'm the change agent. Versus Barack's message was, it's change you can believe in. He was about basically saying, you're the change agent, versus McCain, who was saying, I'm the change agent.
All right. Now, in what way did Obama harness the power of online social technologies to help him win? Because I know people love that. He had his BlackBerry putting out messages, et cetera. How did he harness it? In what way?
Well, that's the second great thing he did. He basically understood the power of Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, and most importantly, My Barack Obama, his own private label social network, which is an online community.
Yeah.
And what he did is he was able to get to the hearts and minds of 13 million people to share conversations with him in his private environment.
Yeah.
And what makes that great is, versus McCain, McCain can't even find the internet. Barack obviously knows how not just to find the internet, but he knows how to use it as a social source to connect with people's hearts and minds. And that was a huge differentiator between not just him and McCain, but he and Hillary as well.
All right, so that really transcends to the fact that maybe McCain was out of touch and couldn't really understand what the youth of the nation was expecting, or would expect from the next president. Maybe that transcended to him ultimately losing and Barack winning.
In a major way. I mean, I'm not arguing about their politics. I'm arguing about the fact that we live in an internet age in which you and I are connecting today by the phone, but we could easily be connecting the internet. Highly unlikely we'll ever meet in person. And once you accept that we're all connected electronically in the United States today, or a major portion of us, and we're connected using social technologies like blogs and discussion forums and wikis, then you have to accept the fact that that is the best way to build your brand and connect with your constituencies. And that's true for both Barack, and it's true for any leader in America today that has customers and employees.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think Barack's going to continue to use that digital technology to his advantage throughout his presidency. He already has Whitehousegov reshaping for his presidency.
If you listen to what he's saying on that matter, it's a brilliant message. He's going to give everybody the right to use social technologies to approve or disapprove, or at least comment on any new piece of legislation for up to 5 days. That's like any CEO saying, before I put out a product or a service or an advertising campaign, I'm going to let my customers comment for 5 days. And what I think what's so cool about that, it would limit the number of bad products and services and messages that companies create. And that's what he's about to do in legislation.
What a great way to stay in touch with the American people and what they want. All right.
I absolutely agree, and I think you're going to see that. You saw today Dean say this morning that he intends or believes, even as he leaves the Democratic National Committee, he believes that Barack will stay personally in touch with not just 13 million people, but hundreds of millions of people as he uses these technologies to connect with his constituents.
All right. Now, is he going to consider, and I know this is off of the topic here slightly, is he going to consider comments outside the United States, or is he going to keep within the United States, the citizens of the United States? Is there a way to even filter that out?
I think the answer is he will be able to filter out the international from the domestic conversations in lots of ways. Today's technologies allow you to basically figure out where that's coming from. And who's basically putting it online. And he can even use things like Social Security numbers and registration capabilities to basically say this is a closed community for American citizens who have voting rights. And there's lots of things he can do to build a community like he built with My Barack, that basically is inclusive and allows people to participate, but he also knows where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited about what he's going to be able to do.
All right. Now, Barry, without a doubt, he was very successful in branding himself, but did he go too far to where he made his own logo almost look like presidential, almost replaceable with the presidential seal? At one point, he kind of ran into that problem, and they quickly took it down for one of his podiums. Any thought on that?
I don't really. I think you're going to see just a continued migration and sort of relationship building the way he's got so far.
Yeah. How critical was it for Obama to keep his cool under pressure? Because, boy, he sure did pull it off, didn't he?
Absolutely. That's the third thing he did amazingly. What I always say, the only thing that people like when it comes to roller coaster rides is a theme park.
Yeah.
We're living in a roller coaster economy now, and he was able to maintain his cool and humility, and by doing that was able to achieve greatness in the economy.
Right. All right. It's, at some point words mean less than action. Obama will have to start delivering on his promises. Can he deliver?
Wow, that's another conversation altogether. And the reason why I'm not so sure is very simply, he was running a campaign that didn't have, a police department and a fire department, and for that matter, an armed services department and a legislature and a judicial department. Now he has big structure around him. Those big structures, whether it be Congress or Senate or the judicial arm of the government, all put sort of what I'll say constraints on his ability to act. So, we'll see. He's not, what I would say, he's not from the Marvel comics. He's not a superhero. He's not Superman or Spider-Man. So he's going to live within some constraints that he can't normally deal with the way he used to deal with it just running for president.
Yeah, now some people really have him elevated. I mean, really, really elevated. The bar has been so heightened in some people's minds. Are they going to be the ones that disappointed the most if he can't deliver?
Absolutely. Everybody's going to be disappointed if he can't deliver. But I think he's doing a good job bringing down people's expectations so that he's saying to everybody, this is a very difficult job.
Yeah.
And, I'm not telling you I'm going to promise you the world. I'm going to do the best. And he says we're going to have some hiccups along the way.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's trying to set expectations.
Right. All right. Now, let's get down to the business part of the book because, let's face it, businesses have to learn, and they can learn, can they, from Obama's experience, from his operations, when running for president?
Well, I think every leader who has a customer or group of customers, a set of employees, a set of partners and investors have a lot to learn from what Barack did. First, everybody has to build their brand.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job by setting a tone, a sense of leadership, a sense of humility that's about social interactions. And I don't mean social technologies. If you remember what he said on Sunday's train ride, he says, I love you back. He understands at the core business is personal. And what I mean by that is when you fire somebody, when you sell them a bad product or service, when you do a bad job in terms of investor relations, people get pissed off. They take it very personally.
Sure.
Existing leaders think that business is not personal, and you know what Donald Trump says, don't take it personally, it's just business. I don't think that's right. Barack understands that government and business is personal, and that's the first lesson that people can learn, how to maintain your cool and connect personally with your constituents.
Right.
The second thing they can learn in terms of building their business is how to develop their people the way Barack did by using social technology to connect with everybody on their terms and on their conditions. And they need to build it around their brand. I don't care if it's like American Idol or Nike. It's got to be their own community. And that's not just a blog or a discussion forum. It's an entire online community.
Sure.
And the third thing is they've got to begin to understand that change starts with the leaders, not with the customers or the investors or the employees.
All right. Now, Barry, where can we find a copy of Barack Inc. today?
Amazon.com, your local bookstore, and BarackInc.com.
All right, BarackInc.com, and of course, Amazon.com, your local favorite bookstores, fine and dandy on the corner there. Support your local businesses too, but of course, if you like that convenience of Amazon.com, without a doubt is a great place to get a copy of Barack Inc. today. Barry, appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much for speaking with me.
You're more than welcome. All right, Barack Inc., Winning Business Lessons of the Obama Campaign. Barry Libert, co-author of Barack Inc. Head out today, get a copy of Barack Inc. Maybe you can learn some lessons. Without a doubt, he did win big, didn't he?